Hiya, and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and this is part 16 of the vinyl albums I love / bands and artists that inspire me. This seems to be quite a popular segment on the channel, so I'll keep it going until I run out of records. And the first record I'm going to show is this, Charlie Christian with the Benny Goodman Orchestra. Of course, Charlie Christian is a world famous jazz guitar player, died tragically young of tuberculosis. You know, he was a superb player, jazzy, bluesy, fantastic lines, improvisation, etc. And this is the album with the Benny Goodman Orchestra, who he of course played with, and he's got tracks on it like 7 Come 11 and Solo Flight, I love on this, Six Appeal, AC/DC Current. So yeah, that's Charlie Christian. A real wonderful player. And this is wonderful music, definitely worth a look. Up next, we've got a bit of Irish folk. This is the Pogues with their record, Hell's Ditch. I'm a fan of Shane MacGowan as a songwriter, and I think the Pogues are a great folk punk band. And this is the Hell's Ditch album. I know the Pogues recorded some albums at Rockfield Studios. I'm not sure which ones. I don't know if this one was recorded at Rockfield Studios, but the writing on the back is so small I can't see it. So anyway, this is a Hell's Ditch album from the mid to late 80s. Well, it's from 1990 actually, so there we are. And yeah, the Pogues, great band. Up next, Clarence Gatemouth Brown. Of course, he played the guitar and the fiddle. Amazing fiddle player, amazing guitar player. Always played the Gibson Firebird with a capo right up on like the 9th fret. And there's some really cool footage with Canned Heat. And this is the Alright Again album, and he's playing stuff on here like Frosty, which of course is the Albert Collins track. And he's playing, what else is he playing on here? I Feel Alright Again, Alligator Boogaloo, which is great sort of bayou swamp fiddle playing. And he was really good at that, and he made some cool albums as well with Roy Clark. Again, I've shown Roy Clark on the segment. So I thought I'd show a little bit more Gatemouth Brown, and this is from the 80s as well. And it came out on Rounder Records. So there we are with the Gatemouth Brown. I thought I'd show this next. This is Stephen Still's first solo album on Atlantic. I always love seeing that Plum Atlantic label, as the collectors to call it. Classic tracks on this. Love the One You're With. You know, Church, Old Times, Good Times, Go Back Home Again. You know, Steve Stills was in Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the Stills Young Band. Still playing today. And this is his first solo album from 1971, I believe. And I think the cover's really cool as well. It's in with his Martin and some sort of weird looking giraffe. So there we are, that's Steve Stills' first album. Self-titled as well. Up next, a real cool live band that I like watching live on YouTube and stuff. This is the Tubes. Now, this is live from London, I believe. And this is What You Want from live. The Tubes. Quite Zappa-esque, quite out there, punky. Real cool band, the Tubes. I love the album with the blue cover, and I can't remember what it's called. I should do my research beforehand. And here they are, look inside. There's some cool tracks on here, like Special Ballet, I Was a Punk Before You Was a Punk, What You Want From Me, Life, God, Bird, Change, Crime Medley, a great overture on it as well. So yeah, that's the Tubes. First time I'm showing a Tubes album on the channel, and I don't think it's going to be the last either. Because I found a box of records, which I thought I misplaced, and quite a few of the ones I'm showing today were in that box. Bit of jazz now, a bit more jazz. This is Fats Waller. Ain't Misbehaving. Of course, Fats, piano player, done all the jazz standards. My favourite track on here is, of course, I'm going to sit down and write myself a letter. I think that is a wonderful song, and it's worth, if you ever see any Fats Waller stuff, you know, in your vinyl pound bins, etc., it's definitely worth picking up. You know, off the scale playing. Really cool songs. I mean, Honeysuckle Rose, that's a, you know, world famous jazz standard, and Ain't Misbehaving. So there we are, there's some Fats Waller. This is a later Dick Dale album. Well, that was a mouthful to say. This is the Unknown Territory album, which he done in the late 80s, early 90s. He's got stuff on there like Mexico, Terradicola, California Sun, The Beat, Unknown Territory. He does a really cool version of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. It's definitely Dick Dale, you know, with loads of reverb and the Strat doing his surf guitar. But if you want to check out some other stuff other than Mizzaloo and stuff like that, definitely check out this Unknown Territory album. And there's also another album he made where he does a Jimi Hendrix cover, which is definitely worth checking out as well. And I can't remember what it's called right now. But there we are, that's Dick Dale. Unknown Territory. This is a cool one. It was his 85th birthday recently. This is Jerry Lee Lewis, live in London. Well, the session recording in London. And there's lots of special guests on this. BJ Cole on pedal steel. Rory Gallagher, Chaz Hodges, Albert Lee. Alvin Lee from 10 Years After. You know, and he's doing all the classic Jerry Lee stuff. Drink Your Wine, Spody Odie, and Baby What Do You Want Me to Do. He does Frankie Ford, C. Cruise. He does High School Confidential, Big Boss Man, a lot of shaking. Jenny, a lot of shaking going on. This is a wonderful rock and roll album with some real cool special guests. And you can see the pictures inside of them recording the record and stuff as well. And there's a new Rory Gallagher, like Greatest Hits sort of CD out. And there's some unreleased stuff from this London session by Jerry Lee on that, which is also worth a listen. Obviously, you know, I'm not trying to make you buy any of it, but if you want to check it out, it's cool. And of course, as I always say, if you want to recommend me stuff in the comments, I'm always looking for new music to listen to. Dave Edmonds, Twangin'. Of course, my record is called Twang. This is Twangin'. It's a really cool stuff on here. I love his version of Singing the Blues. Almost Saturday Night is on this. The Race is on, which of course he done with the Stray Cats. And Elvis's Baby, Let's Play House, which of course Mickey G played on. This has got, you know, John Williams on bass, Mickey G on guitar, recorded at Rockfield. Really is, you know, a Welsh rock and roll album. Edmonds is one of the finest Welsh rock and rollers, him, Garrett Watkins, Mickey G, etc. They are Welsh rock and roll royalty, and that's Twangin'. Is there something interesting for you? This is King Biscuit Boy. King Biscuit Boy was a blues harmonica player in the 1970s. He does Highway 61 on this, Unseen High, Key to the Highway, Carina Carina, Biscuits Boogie, Cooking Little Baby, Shout Bamalama, which is an old Otis Redding tune. Richard Newell, King Biscuit Boy's real name is, and he's a wonderful harmonica player. And yeah, this is his sort of official bootleg album on the Paramount label. And what's cool about this is, as well, it's signed by King Biscuit Boy, who sadly is no longer with us. If you're into your blues harmonica playing, you know, your Paul Butterfield sort of stuff, definitely check out King Biscuit Boy. Really cool stuff. I thought I'd show a bit of Booker T and the MGs. This is the Soul Limbo album. Of course, Steve Cropper on guitar, Booker T Jones, Soul Limbo. There's a great version of the Beatles track, Eleanor Rigby on this. They do Albert King's Born Under a Bad Sign. They do Hendrix's Foxy Lady in that Booker T way, Duck Down on the bass. You know, all that stack stuff is amazing. And this is the Soul Limbo album. I love the cover too on these Stax records. They're always interesting covers. Great album. I think I showed the Green Onions album as well once. But this is the Soul Limbo record. So there we are. Booker T and the MGs. Richard and Linda Thompson. I want to see the bright lights tonight. I'm a huge Richard Thompson fan, as many of you know if you follow the channel and my Facebook, etc. I mean, there's some great songs on this. Calvary Cross, Down Where the Drunkards Roll, When I Get to the Border, I Want to See the Bright Lights Tonight. Wonderful album, and I mean, Richard Thompson still plays a lot of these songs to this very day. Even, you know, the songs do really stand the test of time. But I wish he would do Calvary Cross again live, because I think that's a monster track. Really love that track. So that's Richard and Linda. Bit more country, because my friend Tim said I didn't show much country last time. So I pulled out this today. Dwight Yorkum. Hillbilly Deluxe. I've shown guitars and Cadillacs before. Big Pete Anderson fan. I mean, there's some great songs on this. Smoke Along the Track, Please Please Baby, This Drinking Will Kill Me. What a voice Dwight Yorkum has got. What a band. And look at that Western jacket. I wouldn't mind that myself. So there's Dwight Yorkum's Hillbilly Deluxe. And a bit more country. Lloyd Green, Other Shades of Green. Lloyd Green, of course, is a famous pedal steel player. Played with too many people to list. One of the true innovators of the pedal steel guitar. And there's lots of instrumentals on this, like Secret Love, Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, a beautiful version of Amazing Grace. You know, he does Hank Williams' Cold Cold Heart. If you're into instrumental music and pedal steel music, and there's some fantastic licks you can steal off this as a guitar player, definitely check out Lloyd Green as a steel player. And this is my current favourite Lloyd Green record, Other Shades of Green. Lloyd Green. Bit more guitar playing. This is Adrian Lugg with Techno Picker. Adrian Lugg is obviously a virtuoso acoustic guitar player. There he is with his Ovation guitar. And this is the Techno Picker album. And he got like weird banjo tuners on his acoustics, and he plays finger picks and turns them, etc. Like Earl Scruggs used to do. And there's great tracks on this, like Pass the Valium, Chicken Lickin's Last Ride, Cajun Interlude. If you're into that sort of Tommy Emmanuel solo sort of guitar stuff, virtuoso guitar stuff, it definitely is worth checking out Adrian Lugg. Definitely. And this is probably his most famous album, which is called Techno Picker. And there's some great quotes on the back of like Alexis Corner and stuff. And this came out in 1983. So there's Adrian Lugg. The Crickets. Something old, something new, something blue, something else. Of course, when Buddy Holly sadly passed away, it was the day music died. But the Crickets carried on. And they brought this album out in about 1963 on the Liberty label. And they do like Johnny Otis's Willie and the Anjive. They do Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues. Ray Charles's What I Say. They do Blue Blue Day. They do Blue Monday, like what Fats Domino did. And yeah, so this is the Crickets. They are still playing today. I don't think they're touring anymore, but they're all still going, I think. And this is a really cool record. They were the great band to back Buddy Holly, and I love that Chirping Crickets cover with the Strat on. Timeless stuff. Bit more rock and roll. This is Little Richard and his band. Volume 2. It's like the greatest hits, really. What I love about these old London labels is that purple London label. Love seeing that. There's a good stuff on it like Keep a Knockin'. I love EBGBs. Good golly, Miss Molly's on this. Lucille. What a voice. What a player. Sadly passed away earlier this year, but I think his legacy will live on forever. Cool photo on the back as well. The guitar player's playing a nice old Telecaster there. So that's Little Richard on London. Would have come out onto the Speciality label in America. So, you know, you see a lot of the American 45s on the Speciality label. This is a cool album. This is Dwayne Eddie, the Guitar Man album. He does Rock and Roll Guitar Man on this. The Mask of Zorro. Night Prowler, Son of a Guitar Man. Play Me Like You Play Your Guitar. And this is from the 70s, and I love the cover, and he's playing his Gret 6120. But the reason I bought this was for the version of Cannonball Rag. Brilliant version of Cannonball Rag. I don't think people realise, I mean, a lot of people obviously do, but some people don't realise how good a player Dwayne Eddie was. And he wasn't just that low note twang. He could really pick as well. So this is worth checking out. It's only on the Pickwick label, so it's quite a cheap press, you know, Pickwick Pops, etc. But it's a great version of Cannonball Rag, which is definitely worth checking out. 2 more to go then. Ricky Skaggs, live in London. There he is on the front with his purple Telecaster. And I mean, he does Uncle Pen, Country Boy, Rockin' the Boat. Oh, it's an amazing album. I got the new Arctic. He's playing lead guitar on this and mandolin. I'm not sure if Ray Flack is on this. I don't think he is. If you know, you can comment below. I think the reason he's playing his Telecaster is because Ray Fleck left the band. But I'm not 100% sure on this. But nevertheless, what a player. Ricky Skaggs is a great harmony singer, great singer, guitar player, mandolin player. Pleasure to listen to. The Live in London album. If you see this, definitely get it if you're into that twangy, great guitar playing. Last but not least, one of my all-time favourite records. I've talked about it, I've never shown it. This is Speedy West and Jimmy Bryant, two guitars, country style. Jimmy Bryant, probably one of the ultimate Telecaster players, inspired everybody, Albert Lee, Red Volkart, and of course Speedy West, pedal steel, lap steel, unbelievable. This is a reissue, sadly. I'd love to own the 10-inch version of it, but I just can't seem to find one. There's loads of stuff on this. Georgia Steel, Bryant's Bounce, Blue Bonnet Rag, Old Joe Clark, Country Capers, Swinging of the Strings, Arkansas Traveller. In the UK as well, they brought out 2 EPs. Speedy West and Jimmy Bryant 1 and 2 with this cover, which I'm going to have to try and get as well. But there's Jimmy Bryant. They say that he was the first person to ever put a Telecaster on a record. I don't know if that's true, but what a sound he gets anyway. So there we have it. There's 20 more albums that I love and inspire me. And I hope you enjoyed this segment. And don't forget, any recommendations, comment below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.